Hello, this is TT.
And this is Qwim.
And we are back with more evil delivery. For us. From us. There's an R missing in that 4. And let's see here. Michael's a hoe. At least he's dressed like one. And we just went to bed thinking about his nakedness next door. Okay, I went to bed thinking about his nakedness next door. Kitty's probably innocent, so let's find out what happens as we continue reading.
Yeah. The sunlight filtering through my curtains pulls me from my sleep, and I open my eyes reluctantly, unfamiliar with the sensation of fatigue. In a human body, it's easier to overexert or to feel the effects of too little sleep. Right now, all I want to do is roll over and go back to sleep.
That's what I do.
Well, Michael and I have more investigating to do. Now that we have a new lead, we can begin our search in earnest. Thanks to Keldon, we have an idea of what we're looking for, but stumbling across another lead might not be easy.
I still think we're set up.
I dress with haste, eager to investigate and explore, and head to Michael's room and knock as soon as I arrive.
Hi. Good morning, Kitty.
Good morning, Michael. I step into the room as Michael closes the door behind me, and I take a look around the room to examine his accommodation. It's really similar to the room I was given, but without any of the decorations I've acquired. Michael is still in the clothes from the previous day, and he looks uncomfortable about it.
Yeah. I am ready to leave. I have assumed you have an idea of where we should investigate next.
I think for a moment I'm not certain on where to go, but I do know wherever we go, Michael is going to look out of place. Maybe it's best you don't go out in those clothes. As the humans say, you'll stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, too sexy. Was there a time I was not sticking out?
I suppose this is a step in the right direction from angelic armor, but it's still too eye-catching.
Especially with those scars. He's got some gnarly scars going on.
Michael considers this for a moment before his expression turns somewhat sour.
You don't think I'm sexy?
Did Keldron play tricks on me when choosing my attire?
No, but don't take it so seriously. It's not like the outfit looks bad on you.
Yeah.
But we need to get something more appropriate, something you can feel comfortable in. Even if this outfit didn't turn heads, it's clear Michael isn't suited with the clothes.
Yeah, he'd be much better naked.
Oh gosh. I imagine his armor brings him such confidence, whereas these clothes do the opposite.
Please.
Oh, that means a fun shopping trip. I've been waiting for the opportunity.
Oh my gosh, he's about to be introduced to the horrors of shopping with a woman.
I'm thrilled at the idea of shopping with Michael and recreating some of the scenes I've seen on TV.
Just noticed he has a massive belly button. I'm just throwing that out there. It is a weird belly button. This seems like a waste of time when we have our investigation to complete.
We won't get much investigating done if you don't look like a human and blend in. Isn't that what you told me?
I did.
This part of the mission, then. I open the door to allow Michael to step outside so we can get started on finding him some new clothes.
Let's start with some undies, if you insist.
I do, and I know my way to the local mall.
Good for you.
The hustle and bustle of the mall is a little familiar to me now, having spent some time here.
Oh, I bet he is a very exciting part of the mall this day.
On market days, the whole town sees an influx of visitors, and main shopping streets become filled with crowds.
Uh-huh.
The mall has a wide variety of visitors, from office workers rushing for lunch to meandering shoppers considering items in every window.
How many stores could humans possibly need?
Of course, Michael doesn't see the appeal in material goods.
Yes, but she does.
Well, each one serves a different purpose: clothing, furniture, beauty, hobbies.
Forgot shoes.
Not to mention all the different types of restaurants and cafes. All the different types of food are one of my favorite things about Earth. Even cultures from across the world made it here to share their food, and it's all so tasty.
Agreed. Cafe, like the kind Raphael has spoken about. Raphael.
Exactly the same. They can be so relaxing and with delicious treats too.
Who's Raphael?
Oh, that's a good question. Thinking so much about food and snacks makes me wish we were sitting down to eat at one of the wonderful places here.
I have heard him talk about this at length.
We both laugh at that. For a time, Raphael would always tell enthusiastic stories of his own time on Earth and would sometimes even repeat his favorite ones.
I bet.
Me too. Do you feel like going in one now? My tone is optimistic as I really hope Michael will say yes.
I think it is best to prioritize the change in attire.
Okay. I understand that that is what we're here for after all. I stop in my tracks to look around at the options nearby. This store ahead looks like it'll work.
Abercrombie and Fitch. Ralph Lauren.
I lead Michael into a store that serves both men and women's fashion, but isn't as youthful or colorful as some of the surrounding shops.
I bet he'd look great in that blue top.
Jeez. I don't want to drag Michael through a place that sells items similar to the crop top he is wearing. I don't think he'd like that at all.
Yeah, the other people might, though.
Are you happy with the jeans that were chosen for you?
I suppose.
Picking something out feels like it's going to be hard. I think Michael will want to pick something suitable for his personality and comfortable level, which limits our options.
Yeah, you got anything medieval?
I spot a gorgeous white button down on one of the racks and pull it out, holding it up to Michael's torso to get a sense of how it would look on him. The color suits him immensely. Along with the level of formality, suits and such formal dress are revered by humans as the finest of fashions for men in particular, and I think Michael is used to a little bit of regality in his armor. I return the shirt as I worry it may not be suitable for everyday use.
Yeah, that one was fine. Yeah.
Maybe not. Besides, you can't just pick the first thing.
I know, we gotta spend 3 hours at this store to get the perfect outfit or 2 or 3. Truthfully, Kitty, I do not have much interest. It only needs to allow us to complete that which we came here to do.
I wish you had a little bit of interest, as a part of me feels strange being the one who chose what he wears. Really? Nothing stands out to you at all?
Not particularly. I trust you will pick something appropriate. Outside of my armor, I am not sure what makes for good dress. You could always be naked.
I suppose neither of us are used to that, but none more than Michael. I think he sees his armor as an extension of himself, a part of him. It's something
intrinsically.
Yep. Him that he wears with such pride. I've enjoyed seeing him in human dress, even if it's rather strange. I imagine I'll enjoy seeing him in this new outfit even more.
Oh yes, we would love to see him in his birthday suit.
Will you try something on?
Or nothing at all. No. I do not wish to try anything on. Once we pick something, that is fine.
What if it is the wrong size? Perhaps I should mention that if it doesn't fit, we will have to return the item and do the process again. That might persuade him to try it on.
Oh yes, use your female wiles to get the stud muffin in other clothes. This shirt fits fine,
Michael glances down at his torso.
despite half of it being missing.
My excitement for this trip is diminishing slightly. I had hoped Michael wouldn't be so reluctant to lean into the experience. I suppose this is strange and trivial to him, even if it's exciting to me. I return to browsing the section of racks and tables, moving to a table on the side. This table displays several soft fabrics folded into neat squares. The sign labels them as Henley's and displays a price. Taking one in my hands, I gently unfold it to take a better look. The fabric is soft and cream in color with a few buttons and long sleeves. It's perfect. It will suit Michael and not be overly formal. Hopefully he'll feel comfortable in it. I think this is it.
That looks acceptable.
We can pay and leave then. Michael looks relieved at this. I'm sure he's super eager to return so he can change his clothes. I hope he's going to like what I picked.
Better yet, I hope I like what you picked.
We approach the counter and pay for the shirt with the payment card provided by Keldon, and then we leave the store.
Ah, Keldon trusted him with a credit card. Bad choice. They're probably worse than teenagers.
Would you like to stop at any more stores before we leave?
Oh, she hopes he says yes. Not particularly.
Okay, we should head back so we can change.
Ah, what a pooper party.
The walk back to our accommodation is quick and relatively quiet. I want to explore more, but Michael keeps his gaze ahead and walks with purpose. It's not long before we arrive.
Should have held his hand. That would have stopped him.
Entering Michael's room, I place the bag on the bed for him to change into when he feels like it. He takes his shirt out of the bag and it examines it closely.
Yeah, I think that's a typo.
Yeah.
I think this is the best item out of the ones you were considering. Well, say something, you turd!
I feel proud to get Michael's approval as well as my ability to pick something that fits his personality.
Hi! Oh, jeez.
I don't have a chance to step out of the room before Michael is tugging the crop top over his head, leaving him in the room shirtless.
Oh, he should definitely have torn that shirt right in half. That would have been really nice.
I feel the need to avert my eyes.
Me
Yet
too.
Michael does not seem bothered in the slightest and stands unfazed despite half undressed.
I averted my eyes already. I inverted my eyes. Diverted my eyes. I averted something. Is something the matter? Do you need my pants off too?
Not at all. Despite this being a position we've been in before,
Oh, jeez.
this feels more personal, more intense.
Oh, man, don't come close.
The last time we were like this, I was tending to his wounds, which have now faded to scars that I can see quite up close.
Oh, yes, get up close. Hi! Oh, jeez.
Be careful what you wish for.
No.
I settle on one in particular, a large one slashed across his bicep.
I feel very emasculated right now. Do you remember tending to that one? Oh, I bet she does.
I smile awkwardly and nod, beginning to recall that memory of tending to him after a harsh battle on Earth against roaming demons. That wound was particularly deep and hard to tend to. It took more grace than usual to help Michael in the moment. Such a wound would have been fatal to a human.
Man, look at those crow's feet. He does a lot of crunches. I do not recall that occasion well, but I remember how you cared for me in the coming weeks.
It was particularly bad, wasn't it? That is quite the understatement on my behalf.
Love them eyes.
This standoff against Beelzebub shut up wasn't just the cause of injury. It took its toll on the numbers of the angelic army as well as Michael's psyche.
One of my worst.
It was undoubtedly a hard time for him. The wound wasn't easy to tend to, but Michael's damaged spirit proved to be the more difficult task. I remember singing to you, or trying to. I remember being desperate to help him in any way I could.
Mm-hmm. It helped.
His response is curt. I know he has a hard time talking about those things. Still, it soothes me to know Michael takes away some positivity from that time. I think that period was instrumental in bringing us closer as friends.
Just bring us closer.
I look upon his other scars, minor ones here and there, as well as the large gashes in his side. Those are far and beyond his most severe from his battle with Lucifer. I close my eyes for a brief moment and try to refocus. The memory brings up such horrified feelings of desperation, feelings I don't want to deal with right now. I remember that one too, definitely. I point at one on his arm, turning the attention to a more light-hearted injury in memory. It feels tough on Michael, too, to be recalling such difficult times or so much lately. I don't want to dwell for his sake either. I remember how furious you were with that young angel. It was hard to tend to you with you being so grumpy.
Oh, yeah.
I can't help but giggle at the memory of disgruntled Michael struggling to sit still despite his wound.
He was at the start of his training and yet overcome with a sense of arrogance. Hurting me as an attempt to show me up was the incorrect choice.
Yes, I heard you say that repeatedly. Michael's stern expression gives way as he relents and enjoys the humor in the distant memory. Then he takes a pause and an uneasy frown returns to his face.
Do you feel uncomfortable with those man boobs? Was I a bad patient?
Not really. You were understandably upset. You've never been a bad patient. Michael has never been a bad patient or an inconvenience to me at all. It is my honor to care for him. My eyes settled on yet another scar, a lighter one on his other side, and a part of me instinctively reaches out to touch him, but withdraws at the last second as my fingertips are about to make contact with his skin.
Ooh.
This one you were squirmy for, though. Michael averts his eyes in embarrassment.
I cannot help being ticklish, kitty. Oh.
I don't mean to mock you or anything.
Yes, you do.
I just remember it well, as is all. I remember each and every one. For a while, it was the only way I would get to interact with Michael at all.
I am glad you can restrain yourself from acting on such knowledge.
Michael rolls his eyes playfully as I gasp at the accusation. Gosh dang it. I would never do such a thing. I take my duty to tend to you seriously.
I'll give you something to tend. Oh, I am always thankful for your attendance and your patience.
His tone is deeply sincere. I'm thankful I get to tend to you. I'm your friend. I'll always be here for you.
Why does she hesitate on friend? They literally are friends.
Michael seems to place an embarrassment or shame in the fact that he's chatting away to me shirtless as my eyes are fixed upon his exposed torso, toned abs, and strong arms. Michael stretches upward as he pulls on the new shirt, his muscles flexing as he does so.
Oh, jeez.
I know I'm staring, and
me
not
too.
necessarily just at the scars, yet Michael thinks nothing of it. I feel guilty for looking guilty for being here.
Hi. Oh, that's nice.
With the garment over his arms, the rest falls down to lay on his torso, covering himself from my eyes.
He's like a farm boy. A very, beautiful farm boy.
Whatever, I think of Belle. It's me.
It's true from Beauty and the Beast. It's totally him. He was an angel the whole time. What do you think?
It looks good.
Oh, yes.
And it really suits.
Oh, yes.
I try not to sound giddy or overly complimentary,
Me too, me
as I
too.
know there is more to my words than Michael would perceive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't wish to taint this wonderful thing we share.
Then I am glad.
You better be.
His smile is earnest and his demeanor seems to relax now he's in more comfortable clothing. We should probably discuss our next steps for the investigation now that this problem is solved. Michael nods and we start to discuss where we might go to investigate next.
Okay. Whew. Whew. Someone get me a glass of water. That was a little steamy. That is a full 20 minutes right there, and we are going to take a break and come back to do this again. So this here is TT,
And this is Qwim.
and like, comment, and subscribe, and join us next time.